You can also find some libraries that carry a subscription to websites like Fold3, which is a military site, and newspaper archives, or newspapers.com, or a host of other ones. For most of the services, you're going to need to physically visit the library. But through my local library, I have access to both Fold3 on my home computer and Newspaper Archive by just typing in my library card number. Within Fold3, I'm going to show you just a real quick search, entering my grandfather. His name is George Julian. This was in the War of 1812. You can see they have Civil War, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Revolutionary War, and actually the War of 1812, they're working on adding the pension records. They happen to have gotten past the J's, so I know that George's records is within here, but we'll go ahead and search. George served in Indiana, so we will go ahead and either click on the state of Indiana. I'm going to unclick this other bar here that includes all these no place matches, just because I want to narrow it down. And if I click on this War of 1812 pension files, I can see it was from Indiana, George Julian, and we'll go ahead and click on that. And then I'm going to view larger, and this is his actual pension record. You know what? I mean, it just doesn't get much cooler than this to look at these records. I mean, these are the actual records that are stored at, in our nation's capital. So it's pretty cool. This record happens to be the widow's pension application. And in here, we get to see where, if I bring it up here a little bit, that George Julian, late, of said county of Fulton County, was acquainted with Margaret Julian, his widow of said county, who has made an application for his pension as his widow. Goes on down here later on and talks about that they were also well acquainted with Sarah Fulton Julian, who was the former wife of the said George Julian, deceased, and that she departed this life in Bethlehem Township in this county of Cass in the state of Indiana on or about the 18th day of August in 1841. So, wow, you have a lot of information here that's available, and I can go up again to this little tools area at the top right, and I can download it to my computer. I can print it. I can also share it, email it to myself if I wanted to. But this is available through my library, and I'm here at home, bare feet and all. And sorry, probably too much information on that, but anyway, you get the idea. I'm here at home and I'm able to access it, which is just phenomenal. I just want to slip over into this newspaper archive as well really quick. Newspapers are the biggest thing right now. Chronicling America has free access to, they've been digitizing old newspapers from around our nation, and that is a wonderful service, and a lot of the local libraries scan and they upload to that on a regular basis. Newspaper Archive and newspapers.com is a paid subscription service, and I'm accessing this again at home from my computer through my library, and just by entering in my library card number that's on the back of it. Real quick, I'm just going to do a quick search. I remember I telling you about Daniel Davis, who was noted as being the reason that Ohio is called the Buckeye State. I just kind of love. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick search on Daniel. Okay, and we'll hit search. And I'm going to go in actually and revise it because there's a lot of Daniel Davises, and I'm going to add Buckeye. All right, we'll go ahead and add that and scoot down here, and it's important to go ahead and do a search again for their website. You can't just hit return and have it search. You do need to go click on the search button. And it brings us up here, and lo and behold, here's an article written in 1938. I'm going to click on it. see here that at the end of September in 2017, they're going to be viewing only through JPEG. So we can just flip right over to the JPEG right now, which is fine. And we'll bring the picture up so that you can see it. Okay, why call Ohio Buckeye State? That's the puzzle. Oh my goodness, I love it. And here we have getting back to the Buckeye sobriquet. According to the tradition, it was evolved from an episode which speedily followed by landing of 48 pioneers at Marietta on April 7th, 1788. There was bantering rivalry between two of the men as to which should first lay low a tree. As the Mayflower nosed in at the point, these pioneers sprang ashore and hastily selected their trees. One was a hardwood tree, a gum. The other was a buckeye, a softwood tree. Naturally, the buckeye fell first, and from these circumstances, its name is said to have been given to the state of Ohio. This was compiled by a gentleman who compiled the history of the family of Daniel Davis, and it goes on to tell some of the other stories or other theories as to how the state came with that name, but I'm kind of enjoying the fact that at least my ancestor was noted for it as well. Just one of those extra little stories that you get to add and tell your kids, and it just makes it kind of fun.